Peppy's back this week. It's a beautiful day, and we're going to try to light a rocket heater for its first time. The Liberator Rocket Heater. I read in the directions, it was on the back panel. I'm glad I paid close attention to those because I didn't want to get this thing installed and then have that problem that you may have if you failed to read the back page when you're installing it. It says that it has a paint system that is applied to it that didn't fully cure. And so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go ahead and build a fire out here in the rocket heater and get it up to temperature to burn that stuff or to cure that paint properly. That way it won't stink up the house. It said it could produce toxic fumes, so definitely want to do that outdoors the first time. So I'm glad I read that, and it is on the back page, and I highlighted in my book. So you got to pay close attention to the directions. There's a lot to this thing, but I'm going to take you through before we light it. I want to show you this thing. I pulled the cooktop off, and we'll get you a shot of that. Okay, this is the inside of the rocket heater. The cooktop goes up here. This has a very nice seal. It's a ceramic rope or some high temperature rope seal that goes around it. And it bolts down with 3 screws. And of course it's got lined chamber. This is the pipe coming up from the burn chamber. This is all part of the burn chamber area. It goes in here. That's your where the fuel goes in, the top here. These are your air intakes on the side. And you close this off down here. You only use that for lighting or cleaning out the ashes in the bottom. So that's basically a rundown on how this thing works. We're going to fire it up, but I just want to show you the construction of this. It's very well made, very good welds, very good quality. I'm impressed with that. They even work finished these out here, didn't leave much of a bead at all there. They sand them down, so did a really nice job. It's all, I'm assuming that's TIG welded. It looks very nice. So all these welds are beautiful on this thing. You can't ask for any better. That's like certifiable welds, and I'm sure you have to pretty much being a manufacturer. So I can't say enough about the construction and the thickness of the metal. So it's very well built. You can always tell good metal. You can tell when something's broken. It doesn't have that ring to it. Bad metal or cracked metal won't ring. It's just dead sound. So that's just an old wives' tale, but it does kind of work. It lets you know if there's a crack in something. So it's good and solid. And we're going to fire this thing up for the first time and see if we can cure this paint before I install it in the house. Because come this fall or winter or whenever we decide to have a fire, I don't want to run my wife out of the house or run me out of the house when she gets a whiff of that and throws me out. But anyway, with all that said, we're going to set this up and we're going to fire it off. Okay, you're down on the ground, so you'll see my knees and so forth. But I'm going to put this cooktop back on so we can get ready to start this thing up. Okay, per the directions, it said I needed to get 3 cigar-shaped pieces of paper. Amazon wrapping paper is what I'm using. So he said newsprint or whatever, just something like that. Remove this door to light it. That's all it's for, is to clean it out or light it. And you light this piece of paper, stick it in there, and you light it. And then you shove it in there. And you put this door on. Make sure it's lit. She's lit. Okay. And then you put this door back on. Okay. Then you put one more wad of paper down in here like that, and you don't light it, and you put some twigs down in there, and then a second piece of paper, and then you light it. So I'm going to light it and drop it down in there. And they claim that it'll burn downward. See what happens. Yeah, it appears to be doing that. It's drawing the fire down. Okay, it's been burning about 10 minutes. And temperature on top of the stovetop is about 250 degrees. And it's still smoking, but it's getting better. You can definitely see. You can hear it. You see, you can hear it drawing, and the fire is literally going sideways down there in the bottom. I'll show you on the camera. Let me bring that over again. Yeah, see how she does. I'll push this down in there a little bit deeper. Yeah, there we go. I think that needed to be down in the lower chambers, they were saying. Yeah, it's drawing much better now. You can see down in there. I'll see if I can bring the camera to you. I don't know if you can see this or not. But it's drawing the fire up into the, and the other stuff is catching, as you can see. So we're going to back that back out, and you should be able to watch. We'll extend this up a little bit. Let's raise these legs up so you can see it a little better. Okay, how was that? That'll give a better view of it. And we got it, it's drawing in. And I'm going to throw these little pieces of wood down in there. And the burn, yeah, it's definitely drawing good now. You can see down in there and see it. And I'm going to, those are burning. I'm going to put this wood right here. Well, I might have put the fire out. It's starting to smoke a little bit up there, so let me get some more paper. I put the fire out on myself. I got a little ahead of myself. It's a rookie mistake. Just light it one more time. Yeah, it's a trip. I watch that fire go down because it's drawing. I'll pick the camera up let me take it off the stand and you can see it. This is pretty exciting for me. You can hear it drawing, but it is smoking. You know, once you get it burning clean, that goes away. But I'm trying to get some heat in it. And to kind of cure this, let me get these pieces of wood off of it because it needs to get up to temperature. So it burns the the heat chamber gets up to temperature and cures this paint. That's the whole point of this burn. So it don't stink up the house, although it's already cleaning up there pretty good. And the fire down there is really going. We'll see how this works by putting this in there like that. Notice these planks are from the pallet that it was shipped on. And I found out people give you these things. They want to get rid of them. The other day I picked up, if you see down there, I picked up a whole truckload, little Ranger load full of pallets at my work. And I see a lot of them on Marketplace. People give them away. So that's free fuel, you know, and they fit. It's almost like they designed this thing to fit using pallet wood. Yeah. It's quite amazing, this thing. Let's see if you can see down between the boards. But that's pretty impressive. It draws wonderful. This thing is awesome. I can see this being a big plus in my basement here with the shop. And it'll heat the entire house. This thing's going to radiate all that heat. It's going to go right up through the floor. It will cut we're total electric here, so it will definitely cut down on that power bill. It's about $200 or $500 a month in January. I'm curious to see what it'll be this January. And I like how that's open where you can just drop 2x4s and scrap stuff like that down in it and burn it. It's quite impressive. I'm very happy with this. It's well built, and you can see how it's chambered. The fuel comes in the top. The burn chamber happens right here, and it goes sideways into the main chamber, which turns up, and then the heat rises to the top of this dome, and then it has to go back down and then exit out the bottom on this back side. And by the time it does that, you don't lose near as much heat going straight up the chimney as a regular chimney, you know, or fireplace would do, you know. So if you look over there, those old andirons is what came out of my old fireplace. I brought them out here just to show you. No more wasted fuel. No more, you know, sending your heat right up the chimney. That thing they don't really give you too much heat. She's starting to burn cleaner now. I think when they said it's smoke-free, that's on the pellets. This is not really burning pellets, so I understand now why you don't get as nice of a burn, you know, using cordwood or scrap wood like that. The pellets are uniform size, and they just drop right in his little burn chamber that's an addition. See, I didn't get that. I didn't get the hopper and the burn chamber. This sits in the bottom. And what it does, it optimizes the fuel, just like adjusting a carburetor, getting it right to that. You know, if this was a carburetor, it'd be 14.7 to 1, which is perfect. Volumetric efficiency on a gas engine. So I know I'm talking too much, but I'm excited. So I figured I'd share that with you. But we're just watching it heat up. I could probably add one by fours to that pile, but I don't want to let this burn too long. I'm just trying to get it heated up. And it doesn't really seem to be burning anything off in here. It's at 300 degrees right now. I want to get it a little hotter than that. So maybe I do need to put a third one in there, get a little more temperature. It's right at 300. The exit pipe, it's only 163, so from the burn chamber to that, it's 150 degrees difference, which is good. That's telling me it's holding the heat in the unit instead of it going up here. So it's over 150 drop between here and there, and it probably gets greater as you get a hotter fire. We're a little over 300 now. We're at 305. And the exhaust is about 150. So I like that. I like to see that separation. We don't want the hot gases as much going up the chimney, and most of it just radiating out of the sides of this thing. That's the whole point. Look at that. It's not smoking at all. It took a little longer. Let me tilt you up. See? No smoke. You can definitely see the heat radiating it, the distortions above it, because it's definitely some hot coming out of there, but not as hot as you think. But it's definitely drawing good. I like it. This is wonderful. They make a little door that's like a glass door for where the clean out trap is down below, right down there. And you can see the fire better right, with that. You can see the fire through it, which is kind of a neat option. I don't know if I'll get it or not. Right now, I just need the basics. And but that is kind of cool. I figured I'd throw that out there. If you want, it is an option he has available now. So that little door being, a glass type or whatever type ceramic unit that's see-through. I'm sure it is glass, high temperature glass. But it's just a thought, just food for thought. This is a neat deal. But I don't see any smoke. I don't see any coming out of that stack. That's kind of impressive. That's telling me it's burning clean. Temperature now is up to 350, and it's still climbing slowly, but it's getting there. It's only been burning about 20, 25 minutes, if that. These pipes, see the exhaust coming out of it is about 199, and as you come up the pipe, it gets cooler. It's 160 here, 145 here, 138, 135. That's not too hot. That makes me feel a little better too, running it through the triple wall pipe and up through the house. It's not putting heat into the house through the exhaust. It's putting it through the radiance of the heater itself, which is down below and very controlled. It'll heat up the air, and the air will heat up the house. That's impressive. Safe. Don't worry about this thing. As long as you got a good draft, it won't backflow on you or anything. I did put a damper just for that reason, just to be able to shut that off in case there was a backflow. But I don't foresee that happening, because this thing's drawing so well off of about 10 feet of pipe. It's going to have more than 20, 25 feet coming out the top of that chimney. Yeah, it's considerably higher. I'm looking at it back here, and it's straight above. There's 2 stories there, and it'll be above that. So you can hear it. It's drawing that air. It's just a rip-roaring fire in there. $364. Now I'm starting to smell that paint. So that's what I wanted to do. I'm getting the temperature up there where it'll finally cure. I don't know what the maximum temperature. They say you shouldn't get it over 600. I figured I do need to see if I can get it up there a little bit more, though, just to cure it. But it didn't smoke on the outside of the pipe like I thought it would. That pipe didn't burn off like I kind of thought that paint would do. We're 370. All right, I'm just going to let it burn. I'll leave this recording, and you can watch the wood drop down in there. I'll put it on a faster motion so you can see that. But that's going to conclude it, I think, for this week. We'll just let it finish out. Well, it looks like it's raining. I did not want that. I'll have to move this up the camera indoors anyway. Well, it became a summer shower. So we had to move the stuff inside the camera. Of course, the stove is too hot to move. And I just put the cover over the wood opening. It's almost burned the wood down to the bottom anyway, to where the lid can shut. And it'll just breathe through the side intakes till it burns that fuel out. I'm hoping the rain will be over with by then, and then it'll cool off and I can bring it back in. I want it to be hot though when it quits raining, so it doesn't water spot it too bad. Right now, the water just beads right up and sizzles as soon as it hits it. So it's cooling the base off. It's starting to hold water, but the rest of it, no, it's just fizzing it right off. And the pipes are maintaining about the same temperature. The top has come down about 25 degrees. It's running about 325 on the top. Yeah, and it's burning nice and hot, so I don't think we have any trouble with it. I just hope the fire will continue to burn until this rain's over. I don't want to add any more fuel to it. Okay, as you can see, the rain is persistent and the fire's still going. It's burned down to where I was able to put the lid over top of the fuel. That way it'll keep everything nice and dry. The air intakes are on the side, so I'm going to leave that be, and it'll just burn itself out. We could sure use it trying to grow the channel, but I would say that thing's a success. I'm looking on camera, the screen here, it's showing steam coming out of that pipe. I think it's just the rain falling down the pipe because it's raining pretty hard. But it's no smoke. I don't see any smoke at all. I see the steam when I look at the camera there. I'm looking at the screen there right now as we speak. But with that said, this thing is great. I mean, it does everything they advertise. It draws a lot better than I ever figured it would, to be honest with you. They did their work. They earned it. So this was worth every penny. And I can't wait till the winter to see what my power bill difference will be in January. So with that said, we're going to call it a day, and just give us a thumbs up. Help us grow. Until next week.